Hello all. Today I'm just continuing from the last class. So we were studying about the first module, Introduction to Food Science. In that particular chapter, we have seen how we mean by the food science, how the food is classified, then different food groups we have seen, what are the various factors affecting the food consumption, then about the food pyramid and my plate concept. Then also we have started the cooking. We have defined what you mean by the cooking, what are the objectives of cooking. We have seen the preliminary preparation of the cooking and all. Now today we will see what do you mean by what are the different cooking methods and what are the merits and demerits of those cooking methods. So cooking methods here, the heat may be transferred to food during cooking by conduction, radiation, or by the energy of a microwaves. So conduction here, you might be learned it from your lower classes. It is a process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object, and the radiation, that is by the microwave process. Okay, so the cooking methods are two types: moist heat method and dry heat method. Moist heat method, it involves the combination of water and steam, and in dry heat method, it's air or fat. So here, then we are going to discuss the cooking by microwave and solar system, solar cooking also. So this is the classification of the cooking methods. It includes moist heat method, dry heat method, combination, and other methods. Moist heat method, it includes boiling, simmering, steaming, pressure cooking, poaching, blanching, and stewing. Dry heat method include roasting, grilling, or broiling, toasting, baking, sauteing, frying. And combination include braising. And other methods include microwave cooking and solar cooking. Now we will see each one in detail. So first is moist heat method. So under moist heat method, uh, boiling includes cooking food by just immersing them in water at 100 degrees Celsius and maintaining the water at the temperature till the food is tender. So we will see what are the advantages. Actually, the boiling is a simple method. Here, soluble starches can be removed and rice grains are separated. Here, the protein gets denatured, starch gets gelatinized, and collagen gets hydrolyzed. So this is the some advantages in this boiling method, and we will see what are the disadvantages. It includes the loss of nutrients, colors, flavor, and also it is a time consuming process. Next is simmering. It is almost same as that of the boiling, only the change is in temperature. In boiling, the temperature is about 100 degrees Celsius, and simmering, it is about 80 to 99 degrees Celsius. So here, the cooking food in a pan, cooking a food in a pan with a well-fitting lid at a temperature just below the boiling point. That is, boiling point temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, and here the temperature maintained is 80 to 99 degrees Celsius. The advantages include food get cooked thoroughly, scorching or burning is prevented here, and the leaching of nutrient is also minimum. Now, the disadvantage include the heat sensitive nutrients will be lost here due to the long period of cooking, and it is a time consuming process, and more fuel is also required for simmering process. Next is poaching. Poaching means it is a cooking in the minimum amount of liquid at a temperature of 80 to 85 degrees Celsius, that is below the boiling point. Normally, we poach the egg, certain foods we will poached. So the advantages of poaching include it is very quick method, it is easily digestible because here fat is not used. Now the disadvantage is it is bland in taste, and water soluble nutrients will be leached. Next is blanching. It is just we are putting or plugging the food into a boiling liquid and it is immersing. Then it follows by immersing it in a cold water. So that helps to destroy the enzymes which is present in food. So by doing so, destroying such enzymes, uh, it will be ready for the preservation process. Okay, so food products normally blanched are tomatoes, potatoes, etc. The advantages include peel can be removed. Peel means the skin can be easily removed. Preliminary method for it is a blanching is a preliminary method for canning and freezing. Then of course the microorganism present on the surface can be inactivated. The blanching causes better exposure of pigment. It improves the color of the food product. The disadvantages are part of water soluble nutrients may be lost, and long time of blanching it undesirably softens the food. So next is stewing. It includes cooking food in a pan with a tight fitting using small quantities of liquid to cover only half of the food. So the food above the liquid is cooked by the steam generated within the pan. So liquid here, it is brought to boiling point and heat reduced to a simmering temperature about 98 degrees Celsius. The advantages of stewing include loss of nutrients by leaching does not take place, its flavor is retained, and normally the leaching of nutrient is also minimum. Or one disadvantage of stewing is it is a time-consuming process. Next is steaming. Here food is cooked in steam. It is generated by vigorously boiling water or liquid in a pan so that the food is completely surrounded by the steam and not in contact with the water or liquid. So here the water is cooked at 100 degrees Celsius. Types of steaming methods are there like wet steaming, dry steaming, and waterless cooking. Wet steaming, here the steam is in a direct contact with the food. For example, our breakfast item idli that is prepared by the wet steaming method. Now, dry steaming is here the double boiler is used for cooking the food. So, double boiling is cooking in a container over hot or a boiling water, and this process is used for such preparation as sauce and custard. The temperature below boiling point are desirable. Next is waterless cooking. So here water is not here. Water is not used here. That steam will be originate from the food itself. Okay, so in that particular steam, the food will be cooked. Normally, the cooking food will be wrapped in an aluminum foil. That is also another form of waterless cooking. Now we will see the advantages and disadvantages. So advantages include does not require constant attention. Nutritive value is maintained because there is no leaching and cooking time is also less. There is a less chance of burning and scorching. Texture of food is also better and good flavor is also we get from this method. Now the two disadvantages include the special equipment is required for this process and we cannot choose lot of foods for this process. For example, is our rice. Next is pressure cooking. So in this method, escaping steam is trapped and kept under pressure so that the temperature of the boiling water and steam can be raised above 100 degrees Celsius and reduce cooking time. The advantages include it takes less time to cook, different items may be cooked at the same time, fuel is saved, and less attention is required. Nutrient and flavor loss may be less here. Food is thoroughly cooked, indication for the completion of cooking. The burning and scorching chances are also less here. The disadvantages include for using this equipment, we need a thorough knowledge and there may be a chance of mixing flavors and the food may be undesirably soft. Now next is dry heat method, that is either fat or air is used as a medium of cooking. So first one is air as a medium of cooking. The first cooking method come under this is grilling or broiling. Grilling consists of placing the food below or above in between a red hot surface. So when the food is heated a radiation only. So that results in browning of food. Then the heat is more slowly conducted through the surface of the food downward. The advantages are quick method. It's a very quick method of cooking. And here less or no fat is required. And flavor is also improved by this method. The disadvantage include the constant attention is of course necessary and loss of nutrients like amino acid that will also occur when the food become brown. Next is baking. Here foods cooked by hot air, but the action of dry heat is combined with that of steam, which is generated while the food is being cooked. Baked food is generally brown, crisp, and on the top, soft and porous in the center. For example, cake, pudding, and breads. The principle involved for the baking is the air inside the oven is heated by a source of heat, either electricity or gas, or wood in case of tandoori. The temperature normally maintained here is 120 degrees Celsius to 260 degrees Celsius. Advantages include flavor and texture are improved here. Variety of dishes can be made by this baking method, and uniform and bulk cooking can be achieved. And one disadvantages uh, is a special equipment and skill are required for this method of cooking. Next is fat as a medium of cooking. It is three types of cooking method is there. One is sorting. It involves cooking in just enough of oil to cover the base of the pan, that is just greasing the pan. For example, dosha. How we are preparing dosha, that is a kind of sorting. The food is tossed occasionally or turned over with a spatula to enable all the pieces to come in contact with the oil and get cooked evenly. Next is shallow fat frying. Food is cooked in large amount of fat but not enough to cover it. Heat is transferred to the food partially by conduction and convection currents of the food. The last one is deep fat frying. So here the food is completely immersed in a hot oil, and a vigorous kind of cooking method is adopted here. So cooking can be rapidly completed in deep fat frying because the temperature used here is 180 to 220 degrees Celsius. But sometimes due to this deep fat frying, the food product will become too dry, and sometimes there is a production of hard crisp surface and brown in color. Now we will see what are the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages include taste is improved along with the texture. The calorie value is high here. It is a very fastest method. In shallow frying method, the amount of oil consumption that can be controlled. The disadvantage include sometimes the food may become oily or soggy with too much absorption of oil. So more attention is also required here while cooking. That is to avoid any accidents or something like that. And food becomes very expensive. Fried food takes long time to digest. Repeated use of heated oil may also produce harmful substances like carcinogenic substances will be produced in the oil. So that is not good for consumption. Now, next is combination of cooking method, that is braising. It is a combined method of roasting and stewing. Now you are understood what is roasting and stewing method. Okay, so that is done in a pan with a tight fitting lid. So some examples for the braising or a combination of cooking methods are given here. The vermicelli payasam. So in this particular preparation, roasting and simmering is there. Vegetable curry, sorting and simmering is there. Upma, roasting and deep frying is there. Meat cutlet, boiling and deep frying is there. Vegetable pulao, frying and simmering is there. Now next is other method of cooking. That is one is microwave heating. So here the source of heat is obtained from is a kind of electromagnetic waves. So here the microwaves will be absorbed and transmitted or reflected, and that is reflected by metal. When food is kept in the cavity of a microwave oven for cooking, the microwave will be generated by the magnetron strike the food and the metal walls of the oven. And microwaves that strike the metal walls are reflected and bounce back. So they disperse throughout the oven and accomplish uniform heating of the food. Cooking with the microwaves differs from the conventional cooking methods because the heat is generated inside the food rather than transferred to the exterior of the food by conduction, convection, or radiation. So here the food is mainly cooked by with the application of microwaves that is generated from the electron metal. Okay, so that is something different from other kinds of cooking method. The energy of this electromagnetic radiation excites the water molecule in food, which bear a positive electrical charge in one position, a negative charge in other position of the molecule. So when the electric field of the microwaves interact with the water dipole, the water molecule get to vibrate very rapidly in food. So this vibration that produces a friction that creates heat within the food as the microwave are able to penetrate. The efficiency of microwave cookery depends heavily upon the constitutions of food being cooked. So different components of the food will interact with the microwave radiation at various rates. most important material in any food is water. And microwave cooking enhances the flavor of food because it cooks quickly with a little or no water and thus preserves the natural color and the flavor of foods. Now, here are the practical hints in using microwave oven. So while we using the microwave oven, do not use the oven for home canning or the heating of any closed jars. Pressure will build inside the jars and it may explode. Small quantities of food with a low moisture content can dry out, burn, or catch on fire. Do not dry metal herbs, fruits, and vegetables in the oven. Do not attempt to deep fry in microwave ovens. Cooking oils may burst into flames. Do not heat eggs in their shells in microwave oven. Pressure will build up and eggs will explode. Do not use paper bags or recycled paper product in the microwave oven. If the food is wrapped, the wrapper should be perforated or otherwise allow for steam to escape to prevent it from bursting. Always cook food for the minimum cooking time. Once overcooked, nothing can be done. So here are some practical hints while using the microwave oven. Now we will see what are the advantages in this cooking method. Microwave oven cooks many food in about 1/4 of the time necessary on gas burner. There is no wastage of energy. It saves time in heating frozen foods. Thawing can be done in minutes or seconds. Thawing means unfrozen. A frozen food can be slowly when we keep in with the help of a micro oven, we will make it unfrozen. Okay, so that is a that process is a kind that process is what we call the thawing. Only the food is heated during cooking. The oven or utensils does not get heated except under prolonged heating method. Flavor and texture do not change when reheated in microwave oven. Loss of nutrient is minimized. Beta carotene and vitamin C are better rating. After cooking in this, washing dishes is much easier as food does not stick to sides of the vessels. Foods get cooked uniformly. It preserves the natural color and flavor of vegetable and fruits. No fat or low fat cooking can be done. Now, next we will see what are the disadvantages. Due to the short period of cooking, food does not become brown unless the microwave has a browning unit. It is not possible to make chapatis or tandoori roti in it. It cannot cook soft or hard-boiled eggs. Deep frying necessary for puris, jalebis, pakoras, vadas cannot be done in it. Sometimes unwanted chemicals migrate to food from plastic cookware or food packages. Only microwave safe should be used. So we cannot use all kinds of utensils. Those utensils which mention the microwave safe, only that particular utensils can be used for this cooking process. The short cooking time may not give a chance of blending of flavors as in conventional methods. The operator should be careful in operating the microwave oven since any exposure to microwave oven causes physiological abnormalities also. Now we will see what is solar cooking. Solar cookers are passive solar advisors. Sunlight is converted to heat energy, which is retained for cooking. Solar cookers utilize the simple principles of reflection, concentration, absorption, and the greenhouse effect to convert sunlight to heat energy. The steps involved in the solar cooker are concentrating, capturing, and converting the solar energy. Clean cooking technology. So this is the what you mean by the solar cooking. The advantages include capable of cooking on food tray and baking sheet. It can cook multiple foods at once. Has panel reflectors to help reach higher temperatures. Can stay in temperature of 200 to 300 Fahrenheit. Hard to tip over because of a sturdy or heavy base. Has good insulation, letting food cook better. Disadvantages include, depending on size, it can be limited how many items can be cooked at once. The temperature range can be too low for some foods. Can be dangerous without protection from the heat. So here are the effects of cooking on food. If vegetables are cooked in water containing salt and the cooking water discarded, the results in loss of minerals like sodium, potassium, and calcium. Also, when we cut the vegetables into small pieces and exposing them to air, what results here is there is a loss of vitamin C. Vitamin C is a volatile nutrient. Water-soluble vitamins are all lost during excessive washing, as in repeated washing of legumes, rice, etc. So washing may remove as much as 40% thiamine and nicotinic acid also. So we just you have to take care while washing the food items. Cooking for long period result in vitamin loss. If fat is repeatedly used in frying, it may contain toxins due to the peroxidation and rancidity. Excessive heating of milk with the lactose and other foods with the jaggery may affect the protein quality, as it may lead to browning. So these are the some tips we have to take care while we cooking. So that's all. Now our first unit has finished. So thank you for your time.